Good evening, everybody. Um, Lovely to have you all join me this evening. Um, I know Richard's got a few things he needs to say to you tonight, so I think he's going to come on in a minute and just have a word and have a little chat to you about a few things that are changing. I think on the Facebook. Is it Richard? Is it Facebook? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to. Sorry, everybody. I'm just altering my picture because I'm only in the corner, Richard, on the small screen on mine. I don't know. No, I'm not seeing anything. Sorry. Okay, 1 minute. I don't know what's happening here. No, bear with me. No, I can't see any comments coming up. Do I have to click on that? I'm seeing sharing and tagging, and then under that is it. Yeah, but it's not doing anything. Ah, what? Please help us grow. Ah, okay. Right. I'm getting old, everybody. I'm not very technical. So, okay, here we go. So, please help us to grow by sharing our shows and tagging a friend. And this really does help. I've actually shared on my um, Facebook site this evening. So, if you can share, it'd be absolutely brilliant. It just makes spiritual psychics a lot more popular. We get more likes and more loves, and it's even better because it takes Richard's ratings up on Facebook, and we can reach more people. So if you could tag friends and you can share, be absolutely super this evening. Um, this is a public forum, so your comments will be seen and broadcasted and may be read by the public. So discretion is advised when placing comments. And don't forget, there's a 15-second delay between you putting a comment up and me actually seeing the comment or Richard seeing the comments. Okay. Okay, so as it's a mediumship show this evening, I can't guarantee who's going to come in and speak. I'm just used as a channel, and like everything else, it's an experiment. And I'm relying on spirit to connect with me, so I can't give you private or personal readings. I can't pick your name out. We just have to wait and see who comes through. So if you think you understand the evidence that I'm saying, please don't just put down a yes because it's hard for me to then know what you're replying yes to. So, for example, if you say, yes, she had a black horse, or no, the horse doesn't make sense, just for instance, then that helps me to understand whether I'm on the right link with you or whether to ask more questions and to see where we're going. So, if you could just put a little explanation. We don't need to know who, we obviously don't want to know who the person is because I don't need any of your information at all. I prefer working blind, as most mediums do. So just a little bit of an explanation of something you can understand would be fantastic, please. And if you follow and like our pages, you'll be notified when we're live next. Okay, so Richard's just going to have a little word and explain how things are slightly different now. 1 minute, he's lost himself. He's as bad as me.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's very well this evening and enjoying this lovely weather that we have in here. I wanted to come in, so thank you, Lesley, for allowing me to interrupt your live broadcast. Now, we get a lot of people saying to me that they're not getting notifications only when the show ends. Please be aware that I have absolutely nothing to do or have any control over notifications. It's all automated by Facebook. It's nothing to do with me whatsoever. I can't help you. But what you can do is that because Facebook are changing the way they look and the way they work, they've sorted something out now. So whenever we go live, you won't get a notification unless you go into the bow icon when we're live, and it will say on there about if you want to go live. Do you want it highlighted or do you want to know when we're live? You need to select the live section. Once you've selected the live section, you can then get notifications from us every time we've gone live. If you leave it on highlights, it only sends you information about highlighted news, which we don't put on Spiritual Productions TV or Spiritual Psychics TV, as it's now known. Slip of the tongue there, Lesley. Um,
I know. That's why I say SPTV, and I can't
yeah.
go wrong.
Hi, Busy. Thank you. So, yeah. And another notice is that I've had a few emails saying that people don't like the idea of saying yes, no, etc., etc. There is no other way we can get around that. I know we may come across a bit pushy or whatever the case may be, but because there's hundreds of you listening and watching the show, Lesley and the recipient need to understand what's going on because of the 15-second by Facebook. Yet again, nothing to do with us. It's all to do with Facebook. Because of that, it's called buffering. Um, what we need is Lesley may be giving you a message, and by the time you hear it, Leslie's moved on. So we're going back and forth constantly. So we don't understand what you're just saying yes to, because Leslie's or the recipient or the medium has moved on by that time. So it does really, really help us if you just say, yes, that is my uncle. That's all you need to say. We don't want no information from you, no input. We don't feed the medium, as the expression goes. Just simple yes, that makes sense, or no, the dog doesn't make sense, or yes, the dog does make sense. It really does help. That's it. That's all my notices. I thought it'd be easier for me to come on and explain because the time I said to Lesley and the time it said to you and then back to me again, we'll be here all evening.
And
Anyway,
I would have forgotten as well.
and you would have forgotten. Yeah. So thanks very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And one very last thing is that every comment is read by me. If anybody else comes on, tries to befriend you, or says to you, I'll offer you a reading, please block and ban straight away. They're in it for the money. As you know, we don't do that on here, and we don't allow people to try and sell you readings. If you want to read them, find somebody else who's more reputable, not someone who's just come online saying, I'll give you a reading. I don't recommend that. Anyway, thanks very much, everybody. Enjoy the show. Over to you, Lesley.
Hi, everybody. So, should we say a few hellos, Richard, before we start? Okay. Hi, Beverly. Lovely that you're with us this evening. If you want to tell us where you're coming from, that's great. Hi, Terry. Yes, I'm well, and I think Richard's hanging on in there as well, so that's good. Good evening, Mary. Hi, Jane. Oh, from Turkey. Wonderful. Hi, Phil. Hi, Wendy. Good evening, Gemma. Hi, David. Hello, Ray. Ray's my tormentor. Okay. Oh, Ian Mason. Hi, Ian. Wonderful medium. Great friend of mine. Good evening, Steph. I love your butterflies. I've got tattoos of butterflies. Hi, Laura. Glad you shared. Hi, Angela. Good evening, Di. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Ishika. I apologise if I've said your name wrong. So glad you're here with us this evening. Oh, you're on YouTube. Wonderful. That's lovely. Great to have some people from YouTube watching as well. Good evening, Kat. Hope you're well and everything's okay. Hello, Wendy. County Durham. Wow. This is so nice. Good evening, Suzanne from Dorset. It's lovely to, get in touch with people that we wouldn't normally, get in touch with because everybody's so far away. Hi, Busy Bee from Portsmouth, not far from Richard. Okay, Richard's just said, Busy Bee, he hopes you're coming to the event with Matt and Kirsty on Wednesday evening. So you've been told. Hi, Malcolm. You were once in Wimbledon. Yes, Wimbledon is my base church. Fantastic church. And hopefully some of you will be able to come and visit when all this is over. Hi, Alison. Good evening, Linda, from Seaford, East Sussex. Hi from Kent, Yvonne. Kerry Setchell, good evening. Hi, Lorna from Herefordshire. And hi, Kerry. Lovely little icons, flowers and butterflies. Beautiful. And nature's so wonderful, isn't it? Good evening, Tracy. Hi, Stace. Good evening, Julie from Colorado in America. Fantastic. Don't know what the time is over there, but thank you for joining us. Okay, just have a couple more and then I'll make a start. So good evening, Natalie. And to Annette. Hi from Dorset. Lovely that you could all join us this evening. So I'm going to make a start. I did have a lady with me earlier. Bear with me if I close my eyes. Hi to Stuart from Uckfield. Let's just see where we're going with the link. I'll give you some information. If you can understand the information, then please tell us, you know, as Richard said earlier, not just a yes or no, but without telling us too much, how you understand the information, i.e., yes, I can understand that lady or whatever, okay? So just bear with me. Okay, look, that's lovely. This lady's come back. She was with me earlier. I've got a lady with me. I would say she's in her 40s. She's saying to me 46. So I'm not sure if she was 46 when she passed, but I'll give that to you. And I do feel she died with a cancer in the chest area, possibly the breast. She's also telling me that she's looking for her sister. Good evening, Shelley from Aberdeen. And hopefully her sister will be watching this evening because I feel it's her sister she wants to connect to. I do feel this lady would have had a couple of children, and to me they look about, I'd say between 8 and 10. Now I'm going to say these ages. I don't know whether that would be how old they would have been when she passed or how old they are now, but that's what she's showing me. I do believe her sister's had a lot of input in the way with her children since her passing. She's become very close with her children. And this lady wants to step forward and say, thank you, basically. I know her husband is here. This lady's husband is here, but I feel it's her sister she wants to contact. Annette, you're saying your auntie. Okay, let's see where we're going with this. Your dad's sister. Okay, I'm going to give a bit more information, Annette, just to see where we're going with this, because I'm not quite sure. I did feel it was her sister she wanted to contact, but let's see where we're going with this, okay? She's talking about the month of September, and I do feel July as well would be an important month with this lady. Now, she did give me a name earlier, but it's gone now, so let's just see. Just give me one moment. She's showing me a ring. I do feel there would be a ring that belonged to her that's still here on the earth plane. But I do feel this lady wants to connect to her sister. I don't know whether anybody else can understand this, Richard. No, okay. This lady would have been quite young when she passed. Like I say, she would have been in about her 40s. And I do feel she would have planned for her passing as well. So I keep feeling as though there's a breast cancer condition with this lady, and as though she would have made plans before she passed. for her children, for those around her. I do feel she would have even planned her own funeral. This lady would have planned what she wanted at her funeral. Nobody can understand this. And has your right, Sylvia, you've got a cousin, 52 children, and has a sister who looks okay. There's a feet. This lady's talking about a condition with feet. I feel there would be a problem with the recipient's feet. So the person that she's trying to contact has got problems with her feet. She had lung cancer. Okay, that, I would go in this area. I don't know. I know this sounds silly, Sylvia, but I'm not sure whether this feels right. And I'm not going to just say yes to make things fit because I'm not that type of medium, okay? I want to get it right. So let's see if I can get some more information from her. Somebody's calling the name Mandy out, so I feel Mandy would be significant. I'm not saying that's her name, but I feel as though the name Mandy would be significant around this recipient. She'd understand the name Mandy. And she's also talking about a cough that she would have had. She would have been on oxygen, and she would have lost a lot of weight, this lady, and she would have had a really, really bad cough. I don't know if anybody can understand that. Would you understand this, Sylvia? I know you're saying lung cancer. Annette said your auntie had breast cancer. Okay. Annette, would you understand your auntie having a sister? Sylvia's saying no, but I don't understand what she's saying no. I don't know whether you're saying no to Mandy or whether you're saying no to the cough, Sylvia. Annette, can you understand that your auntie would have had a sister that would have been involved with her children when she passed? There's a connection with the children. She wants to thank somebody for being there for her children. Julie said, my sister was nearly 40 and planned a funeral. Mandy is my ex-husband's partner. Ah, okay. Right, now this feels better. Sorry to the other two ladies, but this does feel better. Your sister was nearly 40. Okay. Okay, Julie, the lady that's coming through is very, very bubbly. She's a very, very bubbly personality. She didn't let things get her down when she was ill. She didn't let things get her down. She wouldn't like anybody to see her suffering. So if you'd have said to her, how are you? She just said, I'm absolutely fine. Even if she was really, Annette said she had a sister, but not a Mandy. Okay, carry on listening, Annette. I'm not saying the sister was called Mandy. I just heard that name being called out. So, I just like to pass that on anyway, okay? This lady was a very, very bubbly lady. She didn't let things down. When she was ill, she wouldn't have wanted people to see her when she wasn't well. And it would have been a case of, she wouldn't have said, oh, you can't come around today because I don't feel too good. She'd have made another excuse up. She reminds me a little bit of my nan, because my nan was that type, if I can't see you looking good, then I'm not going to see you. So obviously at the end of her life, she would have let people come close. You understand that, Julie? So that means you understand about her being a bubbly personality. Is that right? I do feel I'm with you, Julie. It feels right. Sorry, Annette, but I do feel like I'm with Julie at the moment. Okay, let's see. We're going. Carry on listening, Annette, because obviously if you can take any of this and understand it, I do feel sometimes when we're working online, we seem to get double links. So even though the medium and myself, I'm linking in with one person, other people seem to be able to understand that. So if you can understand that, then please take the message, okay? Now, I do feel this lady would have been a bit of a party animal. She'd have loved a party. She'd have loved entertaining. She would have loved going out. Aha, Amanda saying, I'm Mandy. My sister passed 3 years ago. Funny lady, full of life. Didn't want anyone to see her poorly. Okay, Mandy and Julie, and just carry on listening. Let's see where we can go. Let's see if we can get a bit more evidence to fine tune this. She's talking about her children at the moment. And I feel as I'm seeing a boy and a girl. The children I feel are a boy and a girl. I feel there's two children. I don't know whether either of you would understand this with this lady with the sister. She's not telling me this because she wouldn't blow her own trumpet. But I do feel this lady was an absolute wonderful, loving mother. And it absolutely broke her heart that she had to leave her children so early. And she does look over them all the time. And a silly bit of information, if there's a little girl, I feel this little girl doesn't like having her hair done. Or if they've grown up now, when she was younger, she wouldn't like having her hair down. So if either of you can understand that, that would be wonderful. Because she's talking about struggling, having her hair done. I've got a granddaughter like that, doesn't like having her hair brushed. So they tend to go out with wayward hair. Yes, a boy and a girl, Julie can understand. Okay, I did feel it was a boy and a girl. Would you understand, Julia, then about this little girl not liking having her hair done? I don't know whether she's a bit of a tomboy and doesn't like it tied up, but I feel she needs to have it tied up sometimes, or at least brushed. But she doesn't want to go there, and it's a case of no, I'll do it myself. And of course, it's just all over the place. Let's see. Julie, would you understand a ring? I feel there's a ring that belongs to this lady that's here. Yes, it broke her heart. Okay. This lady wouldn't have shown tears. She would never, ever have got upset in front of her children. She would have put on a very good front, and she would have, if she got upset, it would be when she was on her own. Okay, I presume where you're saying lol true, is that about the little girl's hair, Julie? If you could just acknowledge whether that was about the hair. And if you could also think about the ring for me, because I do feel I'm with you, Julie. It feels right. And I also feel you'd have had a lot of input into the children's lives. You've not become their mum, but you've tried to take, in some respects, her daughter was like that when she was younger. Yes, the ring, she was married. Okay, brilliant. Okay, right. Okay, I am with you, Julie. She's saying to me that you've done so much for her children since she's passed. And like I say, you haven't taken over being mum, but it's as though you're trying to do things the way she would have wanted them, and trying to put that input in with their upbringing that that she would have liked, and the things that she would have wanted. And you're always there. And she's saying to me, you are their second mum. So I hope you can understand that. She's getting quite emotional as she's coming close to me, and I feel she wants to give you a big hug. Yes, it was her hair. Okay, lovely. And she's just saying to me, saying to you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's as though she can't thank you enough. And she's sending you such big hugs, and she is getting emotional. But it's as though, in a funny way, they're happy tears because you've done what she asked you to do. And I hope you understand that. You've done what she asked you to do. and you followed her wishes through for her. And she's now talking about a husband or a partner. She's telling me that they're very quiet and they keep things into themselves. And she's saying to you, can you find a way of getting him to talk about me? Because I do feel that he keeps things in very much, and when he's been grieving, he's grieving inside, and he's not talking about it. He's kind of put a brave front on all the time for the children, and she's saying to me he's suffering. It's sort of eating away at him a little bit, and it would be lovely if there was somebody there that could just try and get him to talk about things a little bit. It's no good going blatantly in there, and because it won't work. You've got to do it. She's telling me you've got to do it sneakily, because he needs somebody to confide in, and he doesn't want to feel weak. That's what she's saying to me. He doesn't want to come across as weak. He wants to be, I can cope, I'm fine. But she said he is suffering a little bit. So if you can understand that, Julie, in the photo, she is who you're connecting to. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that is lovely. Fantastic. She's also talking about Christmas. And she's saying Christmas is always a tough time. Okay, it's always a tough time. And she's talking about something to do with the Christmas tree. I feel there's something she would have put, there's something very special that she would have put on the Christmas tree. You're saying, yes, he would not open up. You agree. Okay, then if you can find a way of trying to make him just talk a little bit, I do really feel that would help. And she's saying to me, it would help. He's a typical man. He won't show tears, and he thinks, oh, I'm strong and I'm going to get along with this. And all he's done is think about everybody else, but he needs somebody to be there for him. And that's, I think, why she's come through today, to thank you for being there for her family. And if you can just, give a little ear to her husband and perhaps encourage him to speak to you. And I'll leave her love with you. And also remember this, there's something special about the Christmas tree, something special the children would have put up or she would have put up. And I don't know whether you understand about this. It might be something down the line nearer to Christmas. You'll find out about this and you'll suddenly think, oh, yes, that was what I was told. So I'm going to leave her love with you, Julie, okay? And God bless you. I'm just going to have a drink and let's see where we're going. Okay. So we just say, so hello to Suzanne Ann Wetherall. Lovely to have you with us this evening. To Odessa. Bless you, Richard. Richard just sneezed in my ear. Yes, you'd love it if I was drawn to you. Send love out to your loved ones to bring them close. That's the only way I can suggest with mediumship, because I'm not linking with you. I'm linking with the spirit world. So whoever's coming in from the spirit world are the ones that are trying to pass their messages through. Good evening, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, lovely doggies. Hi, Martin from Christchurch in Dorset. Hi, Chris. Lovely to have you with us, Chris. Chris was my healing tutor many years ago. So if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be a healer today. So God bless you, Chris. And she lives in Spain. Hi, Cherie from Australia. I have family in Australia as well. They live in Melbourne. So yeah. Good evening, Debbie. Sending love to my mum. 24 years past. Bless her. Doesn't matter how long your mum goes, does it? My mum's been gone probably about the same amount of time. And we always miss our mums, don't we? Whenever something goes wrong, doesn't matter how old we are, we always want our mum. And I think even with our kids, doesn't matter how old they are, they're in trouble. They always come to their mums, don't they? Think we've got a magic wand. Good evening, Gemma. It was a beautiful message. Thank you. I can only pass on what I'm given. Hi, Alison. Lovely message. As if I can give a little bit of hope and a little bit of proof that life does carry on and that there is no death. Our loved ones are always with us. They're always around us. You know, whether, you know, good evening, Rhonda from Dundee. You might get a smell that just reminds you of your parents or your loved ones. Hi, Louise from Leicestershire. You might just get a feeling that there's somebody with you. Never be scared. Hi, Ange. Good evening. And just know our loved ones are always with us. They're never far away, and they listen to us, and we send up our prayers. They do their best, but we have to listen as well. And even as mediums, sometimes we're always busy, and we don't always feel them when they come close. Tina says, it's no wonder you mediums get double, triple connections on SPTV. The spirits are all drawn to you and know you can cope with them all because you're so good. Oh, that's wonderful. We're only as good as our last message, and as long as we can pass the message on and we can give evidence to prove that we've got the right recipient, for me, that is the most important thing. You were pregnant with your youngest when she passed. Oh, bless you. Not easy being pregnant without your mum, is it? Hi, Marion. Okay, well, let's see if we can get another link now. So just bear with me for a moment. Right, I've got a gentleman with me. He's quite a tall gentleman. I would say he was over 6 foot, quite slim. And as he's stepping forward, he's limping. So I do feel this gentleman would have had a problem with his leg. Good evening, Carol. Okay, now he's actually making me laugh because he's actually dragging his leg behind him. Now, I don't mean that in a nasty way, but I do feel as though it would have been a bit of a joke. So I don't know whether he would have actually had a bad leg or whether he'd have pretended to limp and have a bad leg and drag this leg behind him. So I don't know whether everybody would understand this with this man. But that's what he's showing me at the moment. I feel he would have been a bit of a joker. I feel as though he's the type of gentleman that would have liked to have played pranks. Now, I'm not really sure. I'm not really getting an age with him at the moment. And he's actually saying to me, hop along, Cassidy. So if anybody could understand that a gentleman that maybe would have had a problem with his leg, it's as though the leg was numb because he's banging his leg, and it's as though he's banging his leg, but it wouldn't really hurt him, which is quite odd. And I know my daughter sometimes gets paralysed, and she will tend to drag her leg behind her, but I feel as though this is a bit of a joke as well. Okay. So I've said to this gentleman, how did you pass? And he said, does it really matter? I'm over here now. So I do feel, you know, he is quite a joker. Yeah, I think I have Richard too. He's quite funny. He would have loved a bet, this gentleman. He would have loved, I think he would have had a little bet on the dogs and also on the horses. And he's telling me he wouldn't have spent a lot of money. Rhonda says her dad dragged his legs, so he had MS. Okay. Now, I didn't mean to take the mickey out of Dad. And Hayley saying her dad was always joking about, but I feel this gentleman would have joked about this as well, that he would have had a condition, but he would have made fun of this condition. He wouldn't have sat there and felt sorry for himself. And this is important. He would have liked to bet. He loved a newspaper. It was as though he always carried a newspaper around with him, or there would have always been a newspaper with him when he went about. Stephanie said, my dad had bad legs and he was a joker. Okay, let's see if we can get some more information. Come on, give me something more that they'd understand. I can't tell them that. Okay, right. I will tell you what he's doing. He's actually, he's actually sitting and he's pretending to pick his nose. You know when people pretend to pick their nose and they just use that bit of their finger as though their finger's right up their nose. And I feel this gentleman would have done this as a laugh with children, or he had quite a funny sense of humour. Good evening, Sheila. It's your first time here. I'm so glad you've joined us. I hope you're going to have a nice evening with us. Yeah, I can't take this away. So if anybody can understand a gentleman, right? Stephanie says yes, he would do that all the time. Okay, then I feel that I'm with you, Stephanie, because I do feel this was very important, and he's pretending. He had quite a funny sense of humour, and I'm not saying he'd be coarse, but perhaps he would be a little bit. What would be the right word for it? Okay, you know, some people, and he's saying, I've got to tell you what he's saying to me because I'd be lying if I didn't. He's saying I would say poo jokes. So if it was something to do with the toilet, anything to make the children laugh. You know, when children love anything like that, don't they? You know, if they think it's rude, he wasn't nasty rude, but he was funny rude, and he loved anything funny like that. So I've got to give it to you. I'm not going to change anything because that's his sense of humour. Okay. Now he's also talking about the tummy area. So I don't know whether you'd understand that he had a funny tummy, or whether you've actually got a bit of a funny tummy at the moment, a bit acidy, or I do feel this is to do with anxiety as well. So would you understand that, Stephanie? If you could let me know any of the other things, because I just want to make sure that I am with you. He's also dancing on the spot, pretending to tap dance. I feel this is something he would have done as well, and he's sort of going, "Bada," you know, like they do at the end. Is he making me do that? Yes, you do that all the time. Is that the same thing? Yes, you do that all the time. Okay, right. Let's see what he wants to say to you, Stephanie. Okay. Yeah. Kids love it, don't they? They don't think there's anything rude. He would have been really good fun to be about, but I do feel that he would have suffered before he passed. And I feel there would have been, again, like the lady before, he was very strong and he would make the best of everything. He wouldn't let things get him down. Really bad depression and anxiety. Okay. Now, this gentleman is actually kicking you up the bottom. Okay? He's kicking you up the bottom. He's very forthright, isn't he? And it's a good job I'm honest, and I'd say it as it is. I'm not going to change it because that's not what we do. And he's actually kicking you up the bottom. And he's saying, come on. Come on. And I know he's actually saying to me, what's the worst that could happen? You'd end up over here with me. And this is another one of his weird jokes because he doesn't mean that. But I do feel you're looking at the worst of situations rather than the best of things. Yes, nothing got him down sounds like him. Okay. He's saying to you, stop looking at the worst, stop looking at the negative things, look at the positive things, okay? Not that easy to do. I used to be a very, very negative person. Always used to think the worst things were going to happen. I've swapped that round now, and I do feel that if we can think of positive things, we bring positive things to us, okay? And this is what he wants you to do. He's saying to you, look at the sun shining, look at the trees, look at the birds. And I know if you're feeling down, I've suffered with depression in the past, and the last thing you want is somebody saying to you, and he's not saying to you, come and pull yourself together. He's just saying to you, you can do this. And that's all he keeps repeating. You can do this. You can do this. So there's a situation around you at the moment that you're struggling with. I know we're all struggling with the COVID and everything else, and it's driving everybody to the brink and getting people down in all sorts of different ways. You just want to give up. Well, don't you dare. Okay, now that's not me talking, that was him. Don't you dare. And he's actually wagging his finger at you. All right? Oh, bless you. Him and your sister have both just passed. Okay. I don't know whether you ever feel hands on your shoulders, Stephanie, but he stands behind you and he puts his hands on your shoulders and he's giving you strength. All right? If you've not been aware of this, and it's something you might feel, because he does stand behind you. And I know he was kicking you at the bottom, but that was his jokey nature. But he's also very, very sincere man. Very sincere man. And he's standing behind you, holding onto your shoulders. And I do feel there's been tears around you, Stephanie, and he's wiping your tears away. And he's saying to you, please don't cry, darling. It will be okay. All right? Now, I know that's easy for me to say. I don't know what's going on in your life. It's nobody else's business. But I'm just passing the message on from Dad. And he's saying, please, please, wipe the tears away. And he's actually laughing and he's dancing around and he's saying, don't feel sad for us. We're okay. You know, when you're in the spirit world, we're fine. It's the people on earth that struggle. It's the people left behind that struggle. When you pass over, you're fine. And he's saying, I'm great. I'm great. My pain's gone. I can move. And that is very, very important. He's saying, I can move around now. And he's actually kicking his leg right up in the air, saying, I can kick my leg in the air. I can do this now. I couldn't do that before. And I'm okay. All he's worried about is you. All right? He's telling you you're stronger than you think. You're stronger than you think. He's also saying to me, tell her to look outside the box. Now, he's not telling me what this means. I hope you understand that. But he's saying to you, please look outside the box. All right? Give it 2 months. We don't like, we never tell fortunes or anything else as mediums. But he's actually saying to me, and I will say to you, he's saying, give it 2 months and it will get better. Give it 2 months and it will get better. All right? So I hope you can understand. He would always be trying to cheer you up. Well, he's still doing it now. He's still doing it now. He's a lovely man. He's so funny. But I do feel he had quite a struggle when he was here, but he didn't let it get him down. He didn't let it get him down, and he always made the best of things. Okay, and he's showing me a newspaper. And I know I said he liked to have a bet, but he's actually okay. He's actually saying to you, get the newspaper. All right. Look where the horses are running. Look where the horses are running, Stephanie. Think of Dad. All right. So I don't know whether money's tight at the moment, and if it is, then I would say don't do what he's telling you to do. But I've got to pass on what he's telling you. Okay. He's saying, look at the newspaper. Look where the horses are. Think of him. Go like that with your finger. Shut your eyes. Block your finger down. And if you want to put a few, he's saying to me, if you want to put a few bob on that horse that you land on, then do it. All right. Now, make of that what you will, and whether you want to or not. But that's what he's saying to me. And again, I think he just wants to give you that upliftment. I think that gave him pleasure. He didn't let anybody know he was in pain. No, I can understand that from his personality. I do feel he was a very, very strong man, a very strong man. And he wants to give you that strength, all right? The strength he had, he wants to give to you. And I do feel as well, there's something, he's clapping and he's clapping you. So I feel there's something you've achieved around you at the moment. There was something tough that you did that you didn't want to do. All right. You've achieved something. There was somewhere you had to go or something you really, really didn't want to do, but you did it. And he's clapping you, he's applauding you, and he's saying, there you are, you can do it. You're stronger than you think. And I'm going to leave his love with you, Stephanie, okay? And God bless you. And I hope that made sense. Okay, we say hello to a few more people. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hi, Julie. Lovely that you could join us this evening. Good evening, Jax. What a lovely picture. Beautiful girl. Hi to Sue from Lewisham. So glad you could be with us this evening. Good evening, Anne. Good evening, Ivor. You're new. You've never seen me before. That's lovely. I'm glad you're here this evening. Good evening, Sharon. And you're a newbie as well. So that's great. I hope you're enjoying the program this evening, and join us again for other shows. Good evening, Amanda. I do know Amanda. Lovely that you're here tonight. Hi, Sean. You're new here as well, are you? And I'm sorry to hear about your dad. Good evening, Claire. Hi, Charlie. First time viewing. Lovely that you could be with us. Oh, and good evening, Emily. Your first time as well. Fantastic. There's lots of wonderful things that go on Spiritual Productions. And good evening, Pauline. And I'm sure before we close this evening, Richard will tell us a few things that are coming up. But it's always good to have a look at his website and see what's going on Facebook or on Spiritual SPTV. Let's have a look and see what's on. Okay, so let's have a look while we're waiting and see what we've got coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we've got the Divine Service with my lovely Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. It's a church I'm based at, a beautiful church, and be lovely once all this COVID's gone if you could all come and visit us. So that's on Sunday, 11 o'clock. And then in the afternoon at 2:30, we've got the Sunday sofa with all the ladies. I think they just have a chat, do they, Richard, together about chat and reading. So that would be a good one at 2:30 tomorrow. Sorry, gossip as well. Okay. So that's at 2:30. Oh, and in the evening we've got In Search of the Paranormal. Lots of paranormal investigations, unsolved mysteries, and I think they answer a lot of your questions too, and that's with the Southern Ghost Society. So if you're interested in anything paranormal and more physical mediumship and physical things, then that would be a great one to watch, and that's at 8 o'clock. And then we've got Kirsty and Matt doing a mediumship demonstration on is that this Wednesday the 16th of September, and that's at 7 o'clock. And that one is £15, is it, Richard? Sorry, it's in person, is it? Oh, okay. So that one's in person in Waterlooville. So okay, and there will be restrictions in place, but I'm sure if you want any more information about that, you could ask Matt and Kirsty or go on SPTV and they'll tell you some more details about that. So that sounds quite a good, something a little bit different. So that would be nice. Okay, is there anything else? No. Okay, right. Let's see if we Okay, let's see if we could get another link now. See who's coming forward. Right, I've still got that gentleman standing there. I don't think he wants to go. Right, you can sit and watch the rest of the program if you want. But he's gone to me like that. So Stephanie, I don't know whether your dad would have done that, but he's gone like that to say goodbye to me. Okay. Right, I've got an elderly lady stepping forward now, and she's quite tiny and very, very frail. Good evening, Pauline. Hi, Sarah. And as she's showing herself to me, she's very, very bent over, and she's got a walking stick, but she's very, very bent over. And she's wearing like a lovely soft pink cardigan. And I feel as though I just want to go over and cuddle her. So I do feel she would be a very, very affectionate lady. So there would be an April connection around this lady. Oh, lovely. And she's just she's just taken her teeth out. Good evening, Alex, and put them back in. So I feel this would, she's showing me this as though this would have been not a, well, no, she's saying it was my party trick. It was my party trick. I'm getting such funny, lovely people coming in this evening. They're so such happy people and such jokers. And even though this lady, as she's shown herself to me, and she will be somebody's grandmother, she's shown to me she's coming in bent over with her stick. She's saying to me, I was quite a girl when I was young. She's saying to me, I was quite a girl. I love dancing. She loved dancing. And she used to love putting her makeup on when she was younger. She wouldn't have worn makeup when she got older, but she had the most beautiful soft skin. I feel as though I wanted to, she had a beautiful complexion, hardly any wrinkles. Adam says it sounds like his nan. Okay. Let's see if we can get some more evidence with her, Adam. She definitely would have had problems. She did that to your brother to freak him out. Yeah, that's how I can see it. It's as though, it was my party trick, and it would make people laugh, and everybody would go, "Oh God, no, don't do that. Put them away, put them back." And I do feel she would have even clattered them, like you do with like pretend teeth when you got like those plastic teeth, and you go like that. Or she'd have left them on the side for people to find as a joke. She'd have thought it was really, really funny. Now, when my dad was ill, my dad was on oxygen. He had lung cancer, and he was on oxygen, and he had oxygen at home. And what he used to do, and when he was in the hospital, he used to go sort of pretend that he couldn't breathe, and he used to point to say to the nurses, "You're standing on my oxygen line." And he did this as a joke, and I feel there's something that Nan would have done similar to that, and the nurses used to totally panic, because I do feel your Nan would have really been a joker. Hi, Ian. You've got to go now. Okay, lovely to have you with us, and see you soon, Ian. Take care. Hope you got over your birthday hangover, if you had one. Okay. And I do feel this, not 100% sure, but you found her teeth one time when I was there, and I freaked. Okay. Because there's just a thing that she's got about these teeth, and I do feel I feel they would have got too big for her. So as she got older, her gums would have shrunk, and they perhaps would have dropped, and she maybe would have had trouble talking. It's like her teeth were in the way sometimes. When your gums shrink, don't they, as you get older? And I feel like her teeth would have perhaps got a little bit big for her. Okay, tell me something else then apart from your teeth. And she's also shown me that she would have tapped people with her stick. Okay, Tracy said she can understand that as well. Okay, both listen in then, Tracy and Adam, because I feel this lady as well would have tapped people with a stick as a joke. Don't think Nan did that one. Okay. It's as though it's as though she's shown me herself in a wheelchair at one point, or if she was, might be for Tracy. Okay, that's fine. I'm not. Yeah. Listen in, Adam, because I'm not sure at the moment. Carry on listening in because I do feel quite a link with you. All right. It's as though um, when Derek used to be the president of our church, and he was a bit of a monkey. And when I used to take him shopping a few times when he wasn't well, he would go in a wheelchair. He wouldn't be in a wheelchair all the time, but he would go in a wheelchair sometimes. And he'd have his stick out as you went through the shop, as much as say, "Come out the way, out the way." And I'd feel this would be something that this lady would do. I'm not necessarily saying she would do in a wheelchair, but as a joke, she'd sort of say, "Get out the way," and she would wave her stick about. All right. So let's see. She's talking about a pain in the head. Now, I'm not sure whether this is her pain or somebody else's pain, but a pain in the back of the head here. So I don't know, Tracy, whether you, Tracy, that's your name. She always did that. She was on oxygen towards the end, always said we were standing on a line. I know, it's scary, isn't it? My dad used to give the nurses heart attacks. Okay, Joanne, then listen in as well, and let's see we go. Now, we've got the lady who did the things with her teeth. Her teeth would have been a little bit big for her. She wouldn't have, they would have dropped sometimes as well. She was quite jokey. She loved dancing when she was younger. She used to love wearing makeup when she was younger. Beautiful skin she had. She's waving this stick about, and she also showed me the thing with the oxygen line. So if you can take those things, then please let me know, and I'll see. And she's also talking about the pain in the back of the head. So if it wasn't her pain, somebody watching, her recipient, would have a pain here in the back of the head. They'd understand this pain. And I also feel this lady would have had Nan fell and hit her head on the fire. Okay, Adam, I did feel a connection with you. The other two ladies, would you all please listen in? Because like I said before, that's Mum, not my Nan. She was in a wheelchair at the end of her life. She would also do this, also on oxygen. Okay, maybe they're coming in together. I can only see at the moment this one lady in the pink cardigan. But if you can understand the information, please take it on board, because I do feel now doing this on the internet, we do seem to get links that are very, very similar. Okay, so if you can understand it, please take it. Now I've forgotten what I was saying. Take me back. Okay, this lady would have, no, it's not your name, Lesley. Okay, Tracy. This lady I feel would have had, is it rheumatism or arthritic hands? Her hands would have been a little bit bent as well. And she's saying she would have had problems towards the end of her life, picking things up, maybe eating, or struggled a little bit. So I don't know whether she would have had to have had adapted cutlery. You know, you can get the ones you sometimes put your fingers through if you don't understand that. But she's talking something she would have struggled, and she's saying to me, I wouldn't have had as much strength to pick the kettle up as well. If you can let me know if you can understand any of those things, please, Adam. Arthritis, yes, that's what she's rubbing her hands. So I don't know whether she would have rubbed her hands like that. I can take all for both ladies. Okay, Adam, I did feel I was with you. I did feel, even though you said there was something you could do, I did feel I was with you. So let me link with you, Adam. And the other lady, I think it was Julie, was it? If you can understand, then please take it on board as well. Okay, She's talking about work, Adam, and I feel there's a situation around work that's been worrying you. I know a lot of people, obviously, with the COVID, have had problems with work, um, and are worried about a work condition. But I feel she had to be helped with the nurses. Okay. I feel there's a problem. I don't know whether you feel like you want to do something different, whether it's like, so someone saying to me, you're a bit bored. I don't know whether you'd understand that. Work-wise, it's as though there's something you want to do, something you want to do work-wise, but you're not sure whether you should try and go for that or whether it's a little bit risky and to stay where you are. I hope you can understand this. Nanny's saying, if take a chance in life, all right? I don't know. I hope you can understand this with the situation around you. She's saying take a chance in life. If you never try, you'll never know whether it's worked. I think there's two ladies with you. You haven't got a job, but you volunteer. Okay, brilliant. But I do feel, and Nan's saying to me, there's something you want to do. There's something you're thinking about, whether you're thinking about going in a different direction, whether there's something you want to learn. There's something around you, a situation around you where you want, that's yours, whether you want to, okay, Joanne, and you understand the arthritis as well. You always took her out in a wheelchair. Okay, I do feel as though I've got two links. Let me just talk to Adam and then I will come back to you, Joanne, okay, and see what I can get for you. So Adam, Nanny's saying to me, there's something that you want to do, something you want to move forward with that you've been thinking about. You get very bored as you do paranormal investigations and you've had to stop to, okay, right. Because I felt as though there was a situation that you were bored. Okay, now what else you do? She's saying to me, there's somewhere particular you want to visit with your paranormal investigations, and I don't know whether it's a way away and you're not sure whether you can get there, or whether, obviously because of the COVID we're being stopped. But she's saying there's somewhere particular that you're interested in going to with your paranormal investigations. It's somewhere you've always wanted to go. She's telling me, and she's saying to you, do what you want to do, Adam. All right? Don't listen to other people, because there's other people around you that are trying to sway you, perhaps in different directions, or trying to give you lots of advice. But she's saying to me, go with your gut instinct. Whatever this is, you've got to go with your gut instinct. It's nice listening to other people, take their words on board, but do what you feel is right, because you know what is right for you. And again, she's saying to you, take a chance. Take a chance. What have you got to lose? That's what she's saying to me. What have you got to lose? Life's too short for regrets. This is what Nan's saying to you. Life is too short for regrets. So I hope you understand what this means, because it's none of our business, and she's not telling me. But I do feel you'd understand what she's talking about. Alcatraz. Oh, wow. Yeah, great place to go to. They try and tell me I spend too much. Okay. Nanny's actually saying to you, you can't take it with you. So whether that's one of the sayings she would have had when she was here, but she's actually saying to you, you can't take it with you, which is true, isn't it? It doesn't matter what monetary things we've got. You know, at the end of the day, we all come with nothing, and we go with nothing. Accept our, okay, she's saying to me, accept our wisdom, the things we've learned, which is very, very true. She's a very wise lady, this lady. And she's saying, you go with the things you've learned. you know, and she's saying to me, you never stop learning, and I totally agree with her on that. I always say to my students, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing mediumship, how long you've been doing healing or anything spiritual, you never ever stop learning. There's always somebody that can tell you something, more information out there. And the day you stop investigating, the day you say, right, I've reached my peak. Your dad told me last week the same words, wonderful, then none must have been around you. Okay. That's the day you give up, when you stop learning. Nanny's saying listen to him. Okay, Nanny's saying listen to Dad. Because you don't always listen. Even though she's saying to you, you've got your gut instinct, you don't always listen to people. And she said, she's sort of contradicting herself really, because she's saying sometimes you always think you know best. But she's saying listen, but go by your gut. It's the mental state you're in, basically. Okay. She's actually got hold of your face, Adam, and she's given you a big kiss. So whether she would have done this when you was little, it's like she's got hold of your head and she's gone, mwah, and she's given you a big kiss. And I do feel that is something you'll remember. And she's saying to you, you can achieve anything, boy. You do. Your nan was a healer and a clairvoyant. Oh, wonderful. That's brilliant. Oh, that's lovely. Richard just said, no wonder she's giving good evidence. Yeah, that's lovely. It's lovely to get a message from somebody that was a healer and a clairvoyant. Okay, you got it from her. Fantastic. Definitely as he's in a bad way himself at the moment. Okay. Nanny's saying to me, you give each other strength. The breathing equipment you mentioned earlier is your dad's COPD and emphysema. Oh, bless him. Yeah, my dad had emphysema. Not a nice condition, is it? And you felt a coldness on your cheeks as you did do that too much sometimes. I know. I run after my grandchildren though, and I think I put my arms out when I see them, and you can tell them, they look to the sky and go, "Oh no, Nan's here," and I chase after them to give them a kiss sometimes. But you know, you can't have too many kisses and cuddles. You're never too old for kisses and cuddles. That's my excuse anyway. I'm going to leave Nan's love with you, Adam. She's telling me you and Dad to be strength for each other, okay? She's actually saying to me that you're both quite stubborn. Oh, I don't know whether you'd understand that. She's saying you're both quite stubborn and you're both very similar. But be there for each other. She's telling you you need to be there for each other. And she's saying to you, the world is your oyster. All right? If you want it, fight for it. And that's what she's saying. If you want it, fight for it. And I'll leave her love with you, Adam. So I hope you can take that and understand that message, all right? So God bless you. Nanny's lovely. She really is, bless her. And I don't know whether you understand that she comes to you in your dreams, but she's telling me she comes to you in your dream state sometimes, and you do see her and feel her around you. And she's saying to me about a smell. I don't know whether there'd have been a certain perfume, and I think it's quite flowery, a smell that reminds you of Nan, and sometimes you smell that. And she's saying to me, even though she's on the other side now, her last words, oh, fantastic. Even though she's on the other side now, she said, I'm still not going to leave you alone. All right? And I'll leave her love with you, Adam. Okay? So God bless you. Let's have a glass of water. Might have time for one more. Have we, Richard? Yeah? Thank you. You've been waiting for her to talk. Oh, that's lovely. Well, she's certainly around you, and she's certainly going to stay around you, Adam. So listen to her words and take them on board. Hi there, Billy. Good evening, Pamela. First time watching me. Oh, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back and join SPTV on lots of other programs. Good evening, Azette. Hi, Meryl. Oh, I could go in that water now. That looks so lovely. Just sort of stand there, so refreshing. Good evening, Charlotte. You're new and you adore a reading. As I said earlier, I'm doing a mediumship tonight, so it's not actually down to me, it's down to spirit who come close. So, hi, Amelia, but know that your loved ones are always around you. They're never far away. I will say not always around you, because they do have decorum, of course, and they have things that they want to do as well. So, good evening, David from South Africa. Lovely you could join us from South Africa. Fantastic. Okay, right, let's see where we're going. Okay, that's quite strange, David. I feel really drawn to you. I, oh, yes, Joanne, sorry. I beg your pardon. I did say I would come. Thank you, Richard, for reminding me. Joe, could you put Joanne's picture up again for me, please, Richard? Or put the picture up, Joanne. Okay. Let's bring in. Hi, okay, Joanne. I don't know whether you ever feel somebody just stroking your face like this, or whether you feel like a little tickle, or okay, yeah, whether you feel like a little tickle, because I do feel this is your loved one. So you're saying it was Mum. Okay, well, let's stick to quite in the wheelchair. Okay, Joanne, sorry. She's actually, I don't know whether you remember this as a memory, but it's as though when you took her out of a wheelchair, would she have moaned if you went over a bump or if you went up and down a curb, that she would have moaned at you, or it was a bit bumpy and that you weren't pushing her properly? Because this is what I feel she's saying to me now. Only in a jokey way. It would have been quite funny, as though she would have hung on for dear life when you went down the curb. Excuse me. Messing about in case you know, oh, don't you drop me or knock me onto the floor. And she's also talking about this stroking of the face. Now, I know I spoke earlier about a funny tummy, but I feel there's a funny tummy around you as well. Again, and it's an anxiety feeling. Would you understand this, Joanne? I don't know whether you're still on here with us. You're still there. Okay, brilliant. I'm getting like a sicky feeling. Yes, always. I presume that was to the wheelchair, because that was the thing I was talking about. I feel like I've got like a sicky feeling with you. And I don't know whether you struggle with food sometimes. You don't really want to eat. And it's as though you eat because you have to, not because you sort of enjoy it. So I don't know whether there's a digestive thing. It's like a trouble swallowing, or whether you get filled up very quickly. There's something to do with your digestive system she's talking about. I don't know whether you understand that. If you can say yes or let me know one way or the other whether you understand about this digestive situation. And she's also talking about headaches as well. So I don't know whether you're suffering with headaches a little bit, but I feel, okay, this lady's saying to me that this is more of your head is whirling all the time. And it's as though it gives you a headache. There's pressure. It's like there's pressure around your head where you're thinking all the time. Where sometimes, and I've said that myself sometimes, you feel like you want to take your head off and put it down somewhere, because your head is just, your mind is spinning. You always think, well, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to go there, I've got to go there. I must remember to do this. So if you can understand any of these things, Joanne, please let me know. And she's talking about teeth, and I feel there's be somebody around you that's having problems with teeth at the moment. You have problems with your stomach all the time. Okay. I don't know whether you meditate, Joanne, and I don't know whether this lady would even know anything about meditation when she was here. But she's saying to you, can you meditate and try and calm your mind? Because I feel if you can calm your mind and just calm your body, you will feel better. It's as though where your mind's going and you're anxious and you're worried, it's upsetting your whole system somehow. And she's just saying to you, if you could actually just meditate, even just to sit quietly for 10 minutes and just chill, because she's telling me you're rushing from here, there, and maybe that's the thing with this eating, that maybe you're eating on the run and that you don't eat properly. It's like you're stuffing it down as you're doing this and doing something else. Which, sorry, Richard? Benetol. Okay, Richard has just said, Joanne, that Benetol drinks are very good for your stomach. Okay, so we don't diagnose, but they might be good for you, because Richard says he's not mediumistic or spiritual, but I don't believe him. So let's see what else this lady wants to say. What we were talking about, the head, weren't we? Meditation would be very good for you. You need to just chill a little bit, Joanne, all right? You're very tense. You're very het up. You don't like eating. Feel like food is always getting stuck. Okay, this is what she was saying. Like you can't swallow properly. Yeah, that's what she was saying. Lots of headaches. I think it's all the things I do. I'm reading spiritual messages. Also have problems with my teeth, and you do try to calm down. Great. Now I expect you're like all of us spiritual workers, that all we do is we send out for other people, don't we? We look after other people and we forget ourselves. Okay. Nan's telling you, don't forget yourself. You are important. And as I imagine that you're saying you do readings and with spirit messages as well. She's saying to me, because you're so busy, you don't always ground yourself properly. Okay? Now, I'm closing down. Now, I'm not saying you don't close down or whatever, but sometimes I think when we're working, when we've got a lot to do and we're doing a lot of things, and I know myself, if I'm healing at church, I've had a lot of people come to see me for healing. I might be chatting to people, or people want to talk to me. I forget to close myself down. I forget to ground myself properly. And then I might be driving home, or when I get in, I say, oh, I've really got a headache. And my partner says to me, now, did you close yourself down properly? And I think, no, I didn't. So I will then go and do it again. And I think this might be a situation with you, that you're so busy that you need to just take that little bit of time for you. All right. And to make sure, don't forget about yourself, because we always forget about ourselves. And Nan's saying, if you're not in tip-top condition, then you're not going to be able to be, you won't be able to help other people as well as you could do. Okay. Because we have to be as healers and everything else. If we're feeling a little bit under par, then like I always say to my students, I know if I'm not feeling 100% myself, then I always say I'm not firing on all cylinders, and I know my healing won't be as strong, or that sort of thing. So I do think it's important that you take time for you, and this is what she's saying to me. Okay, she's saying you always forget yourself, love, and that's the way she's putting it. You always forget yourself, love. And I'm going to leave that with you. Okay, Joanne? So you're always leaving yourself out. I never understand why I can't connect with my own family. Sometimes I forget to close down. Okay, right, make sure you do. And I always think a quick way of closing down, for me, which always works, always if you eat and drink something after you've worked is always a good thing. Obviously, I always do my little closing down thing anyway, but I always find sometimes I run my wrists under the tap, under a cold tap, and I feel that really brings me down quickly as well. So that's a tip you might like to take on board, Joanne. Have a go and see what you think. Run your hands under a tap as well. So that's quite a good thing. So I'm going to leave that with you. Um, was it David? Was it David that I was connected to earlier, Richard? The gentleman that came on and said about connecting with his husband. David, yeah. Can I just see if I've got a connection for you, David? Because it'd be a quick one because we're near end of time, but I feel I was drawn to you. Sorry, Richard. Okay, 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 okay. Right, so we're going to see where we go with this one, see how the time goes, okay? I do feel this will just be a quick message, David, so then hopefully we might have time to get another one in afterwards. Now, I've got a gentleman, he's stepping forward, and he's showing me himself with a bow tie, David. Now, I don't know whether you'd understand this. He looks very well dressed, and he's showing me his hands, and he's got wonderfully clean fingernails. So I don't know whether that would be something you'd understand with him, that he would have been very particular with his fingernails and with his hands. He liked to have clean hands and nice, I don't know whether he'd have a manicure even, or he always liked to have nice clean fingernails and nice clean hands. And I do feel he's had very soft hands as well, he's showing me. He's saying he would have lost a lot of weight before he passed. And I do feel he'd have had breathing problems as well. Now, I know that's not a lot of evidence because obviously a lot of people do have breathing problems before they go. And he's showing me a ring. And I feel you would have this ring. You would have his ring. You would have this man's ring. Does any of this make sense to you, David? If you can let me know, please. He's also very particular with his hair, this gentleman. He liked his hair to look nice. He would always have a regular haircut, sort of like go to the barbers or hairdressers, sort of like every 6 weeks. He was very well groomed. And he's talking about a chain of some sort. Very clean hands, self-cleansed. Okay, wonderful. And he's talking about a chain as well that I feel you'd know about or you'd have that belong to him, that is very important to you. Now, I don't know if you wear this chain or sometimes you hold this chain in your hand because sorry, I've got a fly. Go away, fly. Says, oh, he's showing me you holding this chain in your hand. Okay, 1 minute. Now I'm not sure whether these are rosary beads, whether you just sat with him when he was ill, when he. It's as though you're there when he passed. I do feel you were there with him. Yes, bottom with weight loss. I do feel you were there with him when he passed. And it's as though you've got something in your hand. I don't know whether it's rosary beads or a chain or something that you're holding in your hand when you were with him when he passed. And it's as though you're sending out prayers as he's passed into the spirit world, or it may be after he's passed. It's as though you're there sending out prayers next to him, asking that he have a good journey and that he, yes, you understand the ring, okay, and that he would be looked after. And he's showing me you stroking his head. So I feel you would have stroked his head, but you wouldn't. Yes, his hair had to be in place, okay. When his head was being stroked, you weren't sure whether he knew you were there or not. And this is a little bit of confirmation for you to say, yes, he knew you were there with him. And you would have spoken to him and you'd have talked to him and you'd have told him what was going on. I was there the whole day. Something kept me there. Okay. Because in your mind, I do feel as though he would have been perhaps unconscious or not being able to verbalize with you. But you'd have stroked his head and carried on talking to him, held his hand. And I don't know, there was a pastor prayed. Okay, because I'm seeing as though he had, if you can understand this, this is just evidence to prove to you that he knew you were there, David, okay? And yeah, you didn't know. Well, he did. He knew you were there. This is what I feel he wants to come forward and say to you today, that he knew you were there with him. And it was important for you to be there when he passed. That was very important for you. I know some people don't like it. He was in a car, okay, but he could hear what you were saying to him, David, all right? He could hear what you were saying to him. He's telling you he loves you, but you know that anyway. And he's talking about ties. So I don't know whether he would have worn a tie and you've worn his ties since he's passed, but it's quite, whether he'd have liked quite leery ties, because I feel as though they're quite leery, these ties, or you've just still got his ties, but he's talking about ties. And I do feel you would wear one of his ties, or you would wear his ties to feel close to him, or you've kept them. Okay. He's also talking, I don't know, this would be a memory, as though he would have had a glass of water with a straw, and you would have given him the water with a straw, because he got very dry. He's telling me his lips was very dry, and he got his mouth was very, very dry at times, and you would try to put the straw, help him have a drink with the straw into his mouth, but he sometimes would choke a little bit, and that would frighten you. Just a little memory, if you can understand it, that would prove to you that he's here with you. If you can, understand any of that, please let me know. And he's also, you wore his tie on his memorial. Lovely. Okay, fantastic. Just some evidence, because I love to get evidence to prove that it's something that not everybody would understand, let's say, so that you know that this is him here. And he's also laughing, and he's talking about aftershave. So there would have been a joke with aftershave. So whether one or other of you would have smothered yourself in aftershave and wore too much aftershave, or you'd have pinched each other's aftershaves, but there's a joke. He's saying to you, tell him about the aftershave, tell him about the aftershave, and he's laughing. All right. He's saying to me he hears you talk to him. So I do feel there are times, I don't know whether you've got a picture. He's telling me there's a picture of him, and you look at this picture, and it's like you verbalize to the picture sometimes, and you talk to the picture. And he's saying he does hear you. All right. He wants you to move on, David. All right. I don't know before he passed whether you spoke about what would happen when he'd passed over, but he wants you to move forward. All right. Don't look backwards, look forward. This is what is important, and this is what he wants you to know. He wants you to know to look forward. He's saying, remember him and the good times you had. He always used yours, okay? And he's actually saying to me, why would I buy mine when I can use yours? So I don't know if there's a joke with you that he was tight. I won't say he was tight with money, but he was careful with money, or he watched his money. But it's like he's saying to me, well, there's no point me buying any when I can use David's. Okay. And he's actually showing me an image of you both standing shaving together. You took to his photo every morning and every evening. Okay. So just a nice bit of evidence that he's there watching you and he does listen to you. But he wants you to move forward, David, okay? He's saying, please don't keep, you'll never ever lose me and I will always be with you. You'll never ever lose me, but please move forward. And I will say this, and he's talking about relationship wise, okay? If at one time you want to move forward and you find somebody you care about and you want to have a relationship with somebody, he's got his fingers up and he's saying, it's fine with me. That will never, ever affect our love. Typical joke about aftershave, okay? And this is so important that I tell you this, all right? He wants you to move forward. And if you do find somebody that you care about and that you want to be with, then it's absolutely fine with him. And he's giving you his blessing. So I do feel this is something you might have spoken about before he passed. You won't be disrespectful to him. It won't ever affect the love that you shared together because that was so special. All right? Tomorrow it will be 14 months. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Okay, now he's showing me a candle. You're trying, but it's not easy. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't, David. And it's a very short time. But I feel it's important that he says this to you for the future, David, okay? That if you did meet somebody else, that's fine with him. And he doesn't want you to feel disrespect. It won't be disrespectful to him if that happens, because what you had was special and what you have is special, and nothing will ever change that. All right. And he's actually saying to me that the love you share with one person doesn't mean that you can't love somebody else. Now he's showing me myself and he's saying, this lady knows I've been married twice. Okay, I put my hands up. I've been married twice. I should have been getting married over lockdown to my third husband. I was with my first husband for 10 years, my second for 24, and I've been with my partner now for 12 years. And we should have been getting married, but we had to cancel it because of lockdown. And he's saying that I would understand what he's saying, because I loved all of my husbands and I still do, but in a different way. And I'm friends with both of my ex-husbands. We see each other. We all go out together as a family, which everybody says is weird. And Ray, the president of our church, always said my family should run the United Nations, because we all get on together. We go, there's been times we go on holidays together and all sorts of things. And we all really care about each other, but it's a different love. So if you did meet somebody else, it wouldn't take away the love you had with him. All right? You had 21 special years together. Oh, that's lovely. And nothing will ever take that time away. But it's very important that I tell you this, David, and that is what he's trying to get over to you. He's not saying tomorrow, and he's not saying next week or next year, but he's saying if the time comes when that happens. And I do feel you would have spoken about this at one point, but you'd have let it go in one ear hole and out the other and said, oh, don't be daft, I don't even want to go there. But it's important to him. All right? Okay, let's see if there's anything, anything else before I have to leave him. Okay, he's showing me you with a paper hat on at Christmas. So I do feel Christmas was an important time for you. And he's showing me what looks like a glass of red wine, or whether it was mulled wine, and as though you're toasting each other. And this would be a memory that you'd have had together, something you did together over the Christmas. And he's saying, I will be there and I will be toasting with you, and smile. And I can see you with a red paper hat on, one of those ones you get out of a cracker. No, nothing will ever remove that love. Of course it won't. No, it won't. and he's showing me a fob watch, and he's talking about time, and he's saying to me, tell him time is a great healer, but it doesn't mean you forget. Okay, and these are his words: time is a great healer, but tell him it doesn't mean you forget. And he's showing me, and he's saying that love will always be inside, and he's got his hand on his heart, and he's telling you he will never leave you, David. Okay, he said, I will never leave you, and I will always be there for you, whatever happens in the future and wherever you move on. He will always be there for you, and I'm going to leave his love with you. I hope you understand that. And I'm glad you could take lots of it. He loved red wine and Christmas. Fantastic. Well, put your hat on this year, okay? Put your paper hat on, and just think of him. I know you will do anyway. I just say cheers to him and have a glass of red wine. All right, David. I'm going to leave his love with you. And I think we've come to time. Oh, we've gone over time, Richard, haven't we? Naughty me. So God bless you, David. I hope you all enjoyed this evening. And if you can understand any of the messages that you've had, that other people have had tonight, then please take something from that as well, because quite often, spirit work in funny ways, and if you can get comfort from other people, that's lovely. It was your first time viewing this evening and you've enjoyed it. Great evidence. Thank you, Beverly. I hope you join us again, and have a look on the is it Spiritual Productions TV still, or well, no, because it's written up there, Spiritual Psychics TV. Amanda said, what a beautiful message. Yes, and he was a lovely man. Well, everybody that came through tonight was such lovely people. Okay. Christine, Richard said to send you a message, send him a message via Facebook. Okay? And yes, you are cheeky. Well, I know that. She's always been cheeky monkey, but we love her. So I hope you enjoyed this evening. Like I say, I'm Lesley. I'm based at Wimbledon Church. I'm a minister and a medium and healer there. And you enjoyed your time with us, Cherie from Australia. Fantastic. Thank you for watching with us, Cherie. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's lovely that you're with us. Enjoy your rest of your week. Wendy said thank you, Lesley. Haven't seen you for ages, Wendy, but sending you lots of love, and to you, Julie, as well. And hopefully I'll see you soon, Julie. And our lovely pussycat. Evening, June. I hope that was a wonderful, special message for David. Yes, it was, and I think everybody's. If you can get the right recipient to get the message across, and just prove that life goes on, and we do our best to give evidence that special evidence that not everybody can understand. So I think that's what makes mediumship great, is if you can give that evidence. The stupidest things are the most important, I think, with mediumship. So unfortunately I won't be here on Friday for my meditation, because I'm going away for the weekend, so I'm going to have a nice break. And I'm glad you enjoyed the evening, Kelly. Thanks, Phil. I'm glad you enjoyed the evening. And you're welcome, Pat. So carry on watching Spiritual Psychics TV. It's been a wonderful night watching. Oh, great. Thank you, Gemma. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I won't be with you Friday morning for my meditation, unfortunately, but they're all still on the Facebook page. If anybody wants to sit at 11:30 and just put some music on and link into one of the other meditations that we've done in the past, that might be quite nice. And then you can let me know next time I'm on how you got on. So find one that you like and you've enjoyed before, and give it another go. So that would be quite nice. And and then I will see you in a few weeks when I'm back. I'm only going away for the weekend, but it'd be nice to have a break, going away with my daughter and her kids. So, good night, everybody. Have a lovely week. Enjoy your week, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.